he had somebody come find me. Like, I need
really?
Marvaless on the song. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And I went to the studio and he was like, yeah, Marv, I couldn't. You was the only female rapper I wanted. I had to find you. You know what I'm saying? I was all juiced because, I'm Mac Dre. You know, before I came out, Mac Dre was on the radio.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was so dope.
What's up, world? It's your boy, Big Court of the Holdin Court podcast. I paused because I damn near forgot my name. I don't know why I was finna say Court Dog. That was tripping random. What's up?
It's because we in the gangster rap mode today. We in gangster rap mode.
I was literally about to say Court Dog.
That's because we in gangster rap mode today.
Man, what's up, Rachel Renee?
It's a marvelous day.
Oh, look at you.
Look
at that.
I see what you
just did there. Okay. What's up, producer kid?
Hey.
You
see me? I'm on my sack.
You on your sack.
I'm on my. Hey, let me not even throw gender in. One of the dopest rappers out of our region.
This is facts.
Period.
This is facts.
And I could say someone that I've known since the late '90s.
Mm-hmm.
Literally with the homeboy H-Wood, one of the dopest rappers out the region. I'll let you do the intro. I'm on my sack shit.
Shout out to H-Wood. Yeah. So today, man, for those of y'all listening and those of y'all watching, we have, man, hip hop royalty, definitely Northern California, Sacramento, 916 royalty. Oh shit, look at me. Man, we got the homegirl, Marvaless.
What's up with it?
What's going on?
Man, blessed to be here, celebrating next year 30 years in this joint.
30 years in the game, huh?
Yep.
Wow, that's amazing. Man, I definitely, I've been on your bumper for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting you to come down here.
Mm-hmm.
We had your brother C-Bo on the show.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to get you down here because, again, a lot of your music, especially your first couple albums, man, takes me back to a point in my life and was the soundtrack to what was going on with me and KC,
Yeah.
And, KC and Sac always had this connection.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We definitely love KC.
Yeah. So I want to start from the beginning though, because you don't do many interviews,
right.
And much media. And I want you to have your flowers. I want our followers to understand what this is. I want them to understand who this is.
Right on.
So you grew up where?
I grew up in Sacramento, Elder Creek, aka Creek Mob, which is south. It's a south area too, but it's more like southeast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Both parents?
Growing up?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
I grew up in the creek living with my grandmother. Yeah.
Oh, so you were raised by your grandmother?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the the raising that I did get, it was by my grandmother.
What was the reason for being with your grandmother?
Alcohol, drugs, that type of thing.
Got you.
Yeah.
Siblings?
Yeah. I'm the youngest out of I think there's 15 of us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that from mom or dad or both of them together?
Both of them together. With my mom, it's me, Angel, Kevin, Ramon, and Tina. So 4 of us from my mom, and the rest is my dad.
Okay.
My mom and my dad is 3 of us.
Okay. What did a young Marvaless, what did you want to be before music?
I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Really?
Yeah. I love animals. Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought I was like, I'm gonna be a veterinarian.
My youngest daughter.
I knew it. That's why I kept looking at you. I knew it.
Yeah, my youngest daughter.
Yeah.
So what when animals just as in pets, like dogs and cats, or you mean all animals?
Well, I like all animals, but preferably dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what made you wanting to be a veterinarian to entertainment?
Well, that was the other thing. Like as kids, not during the time that we lived with my grandma, but other times, it was bad, so to entertain ourselves, we would play like Make Me Laugh, where the person had to get up and, or we would sing. Pretty much all of my brothers and sisters can sing to a certain degree. So we was always entertaining ourselves. So that was just something that was kind of second nature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What artists did you listen to growing up? Because I know before, and let me not project my age and experience onto you, but before rap, a lot of people don't know we in an age group where we was listening to Hall & Oates and Culture Club and stuff like that.
Sure.
So who inspired you? Who'd you listen to a lot growing up?
I think my first actual album I got was You Drop a Bomb on Me, Baby.
Gap Band.
Yeah, that, and then I got of course Michael Jackson.
Thriller or Off the Wall?
Thriller.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, they came out with the Rapper's Delight and all that. Now,
Yeah.
once that came out, I was like, I'm rapping. I'm
Really?
gonna do this.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was in elementary school.
Really? So you
Mhm.
started writing your raps in elementary school?
Yep.
Okay.
Did my first show in elementary school. Yep.
Oh wow. So what female? Because I'm trying to think of what female would have been out that early. I don't know that it was.
Rap wise.
Rap wise.
Well, for me, I would say the first female rappers I heard was probably like Roxanne, Shantae, and
Right.
yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Did you being in Sac, were you primarily exposed to well, I mean, that's kind of all it was, kind of East Coast hip hop.
Yeah, coming up, like that was to me where it
Mm-hmm.
started
Mm-hmm.
from my knowledge, as far
That
as
is
me
where it
hearing
started.
it. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
that's where I first heard it
Yeah.
coming from. Yeah.
Did you guys were you aware of a Sacramento hip hop movement at the time? As you got older, of course.
Well, yeah, as I got
Yeah.
older, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. There was prior to me putting out music, I always rapped from elementary all the way through high school. So I was always kind of known as Marvelous, the one that raps. I
Mhm.
dance too a little bit. Don't tell nobody, but I was always known for rapping. But yeah, there was let's see, there was DC Ray. Dang, what's the dude's name? He had the song I Be Side, and what was his name?
Oh,
In the 916.
hold on.
But yeah, there were some people,
Was it Homicide?
well, Homicide too.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
Homicide. That was my boy. Rest in peace to
Yeah, rest
Homicide.
in
Yep.
peace.
Rest in peace.
Much love to Homicide. Homicide is one of the real Sacramento legends.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
So yeah, there was some people sprinkled around,
Mhm. Let me ask you this. How did you navigate, and this is a question I ask everybody, especially from the hood. How did you navigate not getting involved with the gang element, being that, Sac is infested with the gang?
For me, I don't know. I was in school, like I wasn't gonna say I was a nerd, but like I got straight A's in school.
Mhm.
It was simple, to me, I kind of looked at things in a more simpler way. Like I kind of thought like everything's so beautiful, life
Yeah.
is so the grass is green, look at the animals. And so I kind of still have that mindset to a certain degree,
Mhm.
but so I never let that overwhelm me or take, get that much into me to where I was like, what's up? What you do?" That's just not my
Mhm.
style. I got
Mm.
some gangster in me, but I ain't
Yeah.
never been no gangbanger.
Got you. Got
Yeah.
you.
Which is crazy because the creek is treacherous. Parts
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the creek is.
After doing some research, it's funny. I don't think a lot of people know that Marvelous was a baller.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Go look me up in the Sacramento Bee. You feel me? Yeah.
Yeah. What position
Point
did you
guard.
play?
Point
Point
guard.
guard.
And I actually
Wait, this is at Burbank?
yeah, but I actually ninth grade I went to Grant. So
Oh,
I
okay.
played varsity ninth grade at Grant. I don't know if you know
No,
the
okay.
championship teams back then that they had.
Yeah.
So to play varsity at Grant,
I look,
ninth grade,
I'm from the north.
woo,
Grant used
I
to
could
dominate.
still, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Got a little weight on me, but I could still. But yeah, I did. I love basketball.
Oh, so you went to the Heights. You went from the creek to the Heights.
No, I went from the creek to I think the Gardens or Meadowview, whatever, then to I can't even remember in chronological order, but
Yeah.
by the ninth grade, yeah, I went to eighth grade, I went to Nordy,
Okay.
and then ninth grade, I went to Grant. So that's out there in the Heights.
Yeah.
So then I came back ninth grade, finished ninth grade, and my rest of my high school at Burbank.
Nice. So did you ever want to like really, really pursue that to go to college or go, play in the
Yeah, I
WNBA or
got a
anything
little
like that?
couple of offers and stuff, but
Uh-huh.
I wanted to rap.
Oh,
Yeah,
so that took
I was
precedence
serious
over.
about my rapping. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So what at what point did you make up in your mind that's what you wanted to do, where you knew you had the talent and the passion for that?
When I did that first show actually in elementary school, because
Okay.
I was like kind of quiet, I'm a real reserve, I'm an introverted kind of person. So when I
Mhm.
did that show, and I was like, I had wrote all of our raps too. So when I did that show and I seen the response that I got, I was like, oh yeah, I like
You like
this
that?
because I
Yeah.
don't be doing all that talking, so
Yeah.
I can get on this microphone and rap and really say what I want to say. Yeah. So at that point, I knew, I didn't know like, oh, career wise, I want to be a rapper in
Yeah.
elementary, but I knew that it was something that I was gonna keep
Did you
doing.
start by like battling in the lunchroom, in the cafeteria, stuff
Yeah,
like that?
yeah,
Beating on the table?
yeah.
So
Was
was you
there other
battling?
female rappers?
That's what I was
battling?
about to say. Yeah.
There really wasn't, not like
Yeah.
that. No,
Mhm.
but
'Cause I
like
don't
in
remember that.
elementary
Yeah.
school though, I had a group with my little homegirls, and we was called the Penny Lovers because that was back when the
Yeah.
shoes, you
The
put the penny
penny,
in
the
it.
penny
Yeah.
And
loafers.
so yeah, we would actually battle the
That's
boys, but
cute.
I would
Yeah.
write all of our raps.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was real good in English class. So I knew how to
Yeah.
put the words together.
The
good.
same thing with me. That's how I
Yeah.
started too.
Mhm.
How did you as a woman just want to do that? Just seeing it be so male dominated. How come it never translated? Like, oh, I'm a woman, I'm a girl. Did you just not see that?
Yeah, I never thought of it like that. Well, not in terms of how dope I thought I was.
Yeah.
I just thought I was dope.
Yeah.
And then once I started getting, when I started really getting the feedback from the people, I was like, that kind of never really crossed my mind like
Mm.
that. But it is different, in
Yeah.
the music industry for women and
Mhm.
men. I never got caught up in the hype of, you got to be this way or be that way. I just did it my way pretty much.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, now that I'm thinking about it, are you the only female rapper from Sac that has had like nationwide notoriety? I can't think of another rapper.
Well, nowadays
female.
you got Saweetie or whatever her name is. She's
she from
she's from
Sac?
Sac. Yeah.
Okay.
She's from Elk Grove, not
Okay.
Sac.
Yeah.
Well,
that's still Sac.
well, prior to Sweetie, like you
Yeah.
are is that safe
The
to say?
original. Yeah.
Wow.
OG.
So what is that? What's that about? You the only woman that rap up in Sac?
I mean, it is what it is. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I never even thought about that either,
Yeah.
really like that.
Nah,
But
there's
yeah,
nobody.
I guess so.
Not in that
Damn.
whole
That's
20-year
that's an
time span.
accolade.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
Yeah.
how
You
I
had
never
you had
really
sugar
said that.
you had Sugar T and
But
Yeah.
she
Vallejo.
from Vallejo though. I'm saying
Mhm.
from Sac.
Nah.
You are the
Yeah.
only female rapper that come out
Yeah,
nationwide.
back then. Yeah. Mhm.
Wow.
Actually, back then, Intel Sweetie, I don't know anybody.
Yeah. Well, then you had Zigzag and
Oh yeah, Zag. I forget.
Yeah.
I
Is
forget
Zag from
about Zag.
Sac though? But
Yeah, she
technically,
from
she
Sac.
never put out a
She
solo
did.
album.
Hell in
Yeah,
Au-
she
Hell in
did. Hell
August.
in August. I was on that
I'm
album
sorry.
too.
Okay,
Yeah.
shout
Yeah.
out to Zigzag. We
Yeah.
follow each other on social media.
Yeah.
My
Zag,
bad.
hey, Zag is dope too.
No,
Yeah.
she is.
Zag was
She
dope.
is. Yeah. Damn, I don't know how I missed that. I missed that. Well,
But
okay.
Zag is after. Zag is well,
Yeah.
I don't know because she's on Season of the Sickness too, isn't she?
Yeah. Yep.
I guess Zag is kind of rapping around the same time. But not, I mean, Marvelous is like the Lil Wayne of the era. She popping up on every
Mhm.
album. Like
Yeah, I was.
Mhm.
I
I was.
literally,
I
I
was
mean, we
doing
had
my
her on
Thug
our
Thizzle.
albums. You know what
You
I
was
mean?
you was ahead of your time in that period.
Mm.
Yeah. So how did you once you graduated from high school and you
Well, hold
just
on. I got a question about
Yeah.
high school though, because I'm from Sac and I just
Okay.
got my own curiosities.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So you was at Burbank, but a lot of rappers came out of Burbank
Mhm.
because Mr. Doc went to Burbank.
Mhm.
Did Bo go to Burbank?
Brother Lynch.
Bro-
I don't think. Bo
Who
went
was
to
at Burbank with you in that era that you could think of? That, like,
Well, I don't. He wasn't actually going there at that time, but Brother Lynch was always up there.
Yeah.
After school. And,
yeah.
but yeah, as far as just my memory serves me, I would say Lynch
Oh,
because
okay.
T Nutty was younger, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
he was
Were
there after me.
were you in the know of I mean, cause y'all kind of I guess before you, of
Mhm.
course, because Lynch been doing it for a while. So he
Mhm.
had Nigga Deep with Six and all of them. Like,
Mhm.
were you in the know of Lynch and Six and their movement prior
Yeah,
to you?
well, cause he from the Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is why Lynch was always there.
Mhm.
And then Said Scene was friends with, he was a family friend. So
Mhm.
I actually knew Lynch and them before I knew Bo.
Mhm.
Uh so yeah, I was pretty much gamed up on them
Oh,
to a
okay.
certain degree. Yeah.
So you knew about the sound and the Sacramento. It was brewing. The
Yeah,
hip
because
hop
I used to
scene.
go to Said Scene's house. A lot of
Mhm.
people thought that I was signed to Black Market before
Yeah.
AWOL.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know
So
where
how did that
came
not
from, but-
happen? How did you not, especially having knowing Cedric, how did you not wind up on Black Market?
I don't know, because I used to sure go over there, and rap, and me and Brother Lynch, but I just ended up linking up with AWOL. I guess
Wow.
Said never was like,
Okay.
I'm gonna put you out. At that time, I was probably like 17. So
Okay. So what was it about? Who was it? It was T that had AWOL.
Mhm.
So how did you come across AWOL and become a part of that? Like,
Actually, let's see, Root Dog. We used to have the thing at not Miller's Park. The park, the old schools. Why can't I think of the name of the biggest park in Sacramento?
You talking about the downtown?
No. Anyways, every Sunday, everybody bring their old schools out at
Mhm.
this big, gigantic park that I can't think of right now. And we was all out there one day, and Root Dog actually, he was on AWOL too. he came into, everybody know I rap. So he was like, yeah, Marv, I got somebody I want to hook you up with. And, woody whoop whoop. And he was like, I ain't gonna tell you who it is. And da 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 da. And everybody already knew. I already knew about Bo. Me and my homegirl used to follow Bo around. Look
Yeah.
at Bo. Look at this little old school.
Yeah.
So he was already real popular. That's funny. But so he ended up saying, I'm gonna link you up with this guy. So then lo and behold, it ended up being T. Now I knew T, not knew him like that, but from the Creek. He used to be in the Creek too. So yeah, that's how that happened. He ended up
Okay.
linking me in.
Was this after Gas Chamber?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I wasn't on Gas Chamber.
Got
Yep.
you. Got you. So did you have a demo? You had to audition for him? You already had a buzz, or
Yeah,
what was it?
I was already just known for rapping, like
Okay.
all the talent shows, battle rapping, anything rapping. I was
Had
a
you
part
put
of it.
anything out, and even locally?
Well, back in the day we used to rap in the closet and stuff and would make the tapes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we did. I was in a group called Black Rage, so we released that, but it was just us in the
Okay.
closet rapping, putting it
Yeah.
on the tape.
Yeah.
But
But outside of that,
But at that time, because a lot of people may not know, you were kind of you started as a conscious rapper. Were you still doing conscious rap, or had you kind of started doing the gangster shit too?
I was kind of in a mixture, but I probably was still more conscious.
Okay.
Ghetto Blues has definitely got conscious vibes,
Yeah.
like right out the
Yeah,
gate.
I thought I was Marv Pac at that point. Yeah.
So what do you think that? So whose decision was it to like walk me through the process of signing with AWOL? Like whose decision was that? Was that T? Was that Bo?
Yeah, it was T.
T. Okay. So
Yep.
did he have in mind for you to be the conscious rapper, or did he want you to did he try to push you to do more gangster shit, or he was just like, you dope, we gonna put it out and see
Yeah.
what happened?
That was pretty much what it was.
Okay. So he
Yeah.
just wanted a female rapper, and you were the dope female rapper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he never was like, do this or do that. It wasn't that type of thing. Just let me do my thing.
Yeah. So being that, especially back then, because you for all intents and purposes, you were the female, you were the queen of AWOL. So of course you had Gangsta Boo, rest in peace, 3-6. You had Mia X, No Limit. It was
Yeah,
a
I love me
popular
some Mia
thing
X, yeah.
to have, the
Sugar
female.
T for
Yeah, Sugar T for Sick With It.
Right.
How was it for you, just navigating all of this, and super alpha male energy, and you got all these hood ass, you got some lions around you, some tigers. How was it being in the studio with them and that?
We had fun. I mean, you gotta think, I got a lot of brothers, you know what I'm saying? So, and then I just always I always hung around dudes. Like, I wasn't like, well, yeah, I guess I was a little tomboyish, but it was fun. Like, people would think we would be in there all, stiff and all. We had fun. Like, Bo is one of the funniest people I ever met in my life. Like, it was a lot of fun and it was very organic. So it wasn't like, we was in there thinking all hard. It was just so organic. And then they treat me, I was the only woman, so
they were
they
probably
treated me like,
protective of you,
yeah,
like
they
little
treat me
sis.
like, even now, they still the same way.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what is that recording process like being in there with C-Bo?
Oh, it's
C-Bo's a
dope. You
beast.
gotta be on your toes, though. You gotta be on your toes. But I think for me, it was so organic that I didn't even really think about it. It's like it just fit together perfectly, like pieces of a puzzle. Like, so I wasn't consciously thinking hard, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, I gotta. It was just, we get the beat, or you know what I'm saying, and we be like, this is what we gonna do,
Yeah.
and we just do it. It was never too much thinking as far as
Yeah.
like for
So
me.
from that space of you just wanting to get signed and wanting to get on, once you did your first album, Ghetto Blues, and it comes out through AWOL, did you think that, did you ever have in mind to be a big star, or you just wanted to I just want to be the hardest rapper, period?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
took the words right. I wanted to be mentioned with the dopest. Yeah, I never
Mhm.
wanted to be a star. I never wanted to be
Mhm.
famous. Like, kind of
Mhm.
doesn't go with my personality,
Yeah.
but here we are, But
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, I'm gonna be one of the dopest. When
Yeah.
especially when they talk about female rappers, my name's gonna be in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it everything that you thought it was going to be once you, got going and you got an album? And at that time, let me see, AWOL who were you guys distributed through by the time you did Ghetto
Was it
Blues? Was it
what's it called?
was it
The old what
Priority?
his mm-mm. No, that we didn't do. We did New Tribe, but
New Tribe.
that was
Okay.
when I did
Wiccked,
Fearless.
Fearless.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that was my fourth and actually the last project I
hmm
did with AWOL. But then it was I think it was St.
St.
Charles. I
Charles,
think so.
Solar.
Yeah, if
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
Okay. So I mean, after you do this thing with AWOL, did shit go like how you thought it was? Like, was you like, okay, I'm here, the money's here? Did your life change?
No.
It didn't.
It was more so like, I'm rapping kind of because
hmm
this is my first time getting in a real studio, and
hmm
I'm in a big studio.
Right.
This ain't no little,
Yeah, that's
rinky dink
right.
studio, so I'm
Yeah.
juiced about that. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm in here doing this, you know what I'm saying? But money wise, no.
Okay. Was that because you think was it a bad deal, or just looking back on it, it was just
It
what
was
it was?
just, yeah, what it was. It was just
Yeah.
grimy.
Okay. Grimy in terms of the and of course we're all older and we know the business now.
hmm
So you in essence you were still independent. So
Right,
it's not like you were selling like millions of records,
right.
but even if you're selling probably a Marvelous, their first album, probably you sold 100,000, I would assume.
So you
Right.
multiply that by
Times
woody
7.
woo, but
I
back
know what
then
it
I didn't
was.
know that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah, nah, it wasn't cool.
Oh wow. So
Mhm.
were y'all ever able to figure the business part out to where it did get cool and fair for you?
Being on AWOL?
AWOL.
No.
How old were you during in that first album?
I was 19, 20.
Oh, so you
Yeah, when
that's
I
a
was doing it,
Wow.
because back then we would do the album and then put it
Mhm.
out that next year.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. So you never feel like you got treated fairly over at AWOL.
Absolutely not.
Wow. So what did you ever try to like sue, or you just kept it moving? Like,
Yeah, I just kept it moving
okay.
because, but I got family, you know what I'm saying? I got brothers and stuff that's serious about me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So they like,
Yeah.
hey, baby sis, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And,
Mhm.
so I was, hey, we're gonna keep it moving.
Right. Right.
It is what it is,
Yeah.
Um, life has a way of formulating its own sense of karma,
This is true.
and so yeah, I'm a real firm
Mhm.
believer in that. So I just chose to keep it moving.
And not to perseverate on that situation, but then also as a cautionary tale to people looking
hmm
and learning and watching. So in that situation, was it necessarily a thing of just you not being so young and of course probably not having legal counsel and just wanting
hmm
to rap? You just wanted to
That's
rap.
exactly what it
So is
was.
it a
Yeah,
thing that
I wasn't even thinking about the
the
business part
business,
of it.
right? So he
I was
gave
just,
you
oh, he,
so you basically is it at least you safe to say you were paid and he gave you what he was supposed to give you or what you agreed to at least?
Oh no.
No,
Not even that?
Mm-mm.
no.
Oh, well, that's just greedy.
Mm-mm.
That's just
Yeah,
greedy. You
so
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because I mean, even an artist deal, even if he paid you like an artist, I mean, he still had more than enough money to give it to you.
way more than enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. Wow. So at what
Which is
point?
a shame because
Yeah,
those first 3 albums can
hmm
fire. Bless you. I
Yeah.
mean,
exactly.
you hear it in the city, not just because I have family all the way up the Bay. I mean, you hear Marvelous everywhere.
No,
So
real
it's a
talk.
shame. That's a shame because
Yeah.
Mhm.
those first 3 albums are
And
amazing.
I'm sure if we can you check real quick, can you pull it up? See
What?
what our album sales was on them first 3? Just curious.
hmm
I'm
All my first 4 hit the Billboard. I
exactly.
don't know exactly what the
And
sales is on them,
collectively,
but
I would guess probably collectively you may have sold, I'm gonna say between those 3 for the first 3 or 4, maybe about at least 500,000.
mm,
Would you guesstimate?
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you do that,
Ghetto Blues peaked at 100 on the Billboard
yeah.
hmm
when it came out. I'm trying to look at the
I
sales.
think Wiccked was the one that did the highest on the
Yeah.
Billboard.
And that had my favorite coming out of Sacramento.
hmm
Shout out to Levitty.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this was because you were young and a woman, you were young, a woman and inexperienced, you
All
didn't
of
have
that.
people around you, all that?
Yeah, I think it was a mixture of all of that. Definitely. Yeah.
Wow. So what did you do to, pivot? Like once you said, okay, you know what, I'm doing what I love, but the business part isn't adding up. So
hmm
what did you do to pivot at that point?
Well, basically, when Bo left, I left.
Okay.
To sum it all up in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Bo left, I left. And then during that time, I think I had lost my dad, my grandma, like kind of back to
hmm
back.
Mhm.
So I didn't even actually put out any music from, I want to say like probably 97 to 2000. And
Mm.
then 2001, I did the project with
With
Big
Messy.
Hollis.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, yeah, Messy Marv.
Yeah.
That was around
Shout out to Hollis. We
2003.
used to
Yeah.
record over there all the time.
Yep, and then project with Jack and them.
Mm-hmm.
Then I dropped not Still Marvelous. Can't even remember all these damn albums. The one I did with Big Rock.
Yeah.
I can't even think of it. But yeah.
Shout out to Big Rock. That
Yeah.
was H Wood's
Free Big Rock.
that was H Wood's homeboy. He used to bring
Mhm.
everybody through.
Yeah. Rock
Did-
is a cold character. Good people though.
He kind of put T Nutty on too, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
a
Well, T Nutty initially was on X Rated's album. That's how people first knew of him.
yeah, but Rock
Then
had
Rock
Teddy.
came and
Yeah.
pushed him.
Did you and Bo, like when you decided to leave, did you leave AWOL because the contract was up, or you was just like, I ain't with it, I'm gonna do something
Yeah,
different?
we was just out.
Okay.
And then the contract probably already was up.
Okay.
You know?
Did you and Bo ever like discuss like man, listen, dude, this ain't right. We gonna bounce. Let's do something different.
No, it didn't even really happen like that. It was just
Mhm.
like he left and I left.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because he's pretty much the foundation. You know what
Yes,
I'm
that's
saying?
true.
So
That's real.
yeah, there was a little bit of time
Mm-hmm.
between after he left that it was like a lot of stuff going on.
Mhm.
Kill or Take, flashing, and
Yeah.
it was a lot of stuff going on back then. Yeah.
How did you stay out of all of that? And how did you even just yourself, not getting bitter with the game and not getting bitter, with people, and
Mhm.
especially people that you can touch. And like as you said, you got brothers, you got people that love you. Like
Mhm.
what made you take the higher road and not just get burnt out from the game from that?
I always been a thinker,
Mhm.
so I always like use my brain, like even being able to navigate through all the gang stuff and
Mhm.
all the this and that. I show up as myself, so it's
Mhm.
like I'm gonna feel stupid, like
Mhm.
Marv talking about some shit that Bo and them got going on. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gonna sit here and you gonna have an intellectual goddamn conversation with me,
Right.
and we gonna talk like we got some
That's right.
sense.
That's
And
right.
that's how I present myself without actually saying it. So
Yeah.
that's how I've always just
And I could-
navigated. And I be like by myself a lot too.
Yeah.
So
I can say from firsthand experience when she came through, good energy, good
Yeah.
and this is back in the day. This is back
Mhm.
during that time.
I'm one of the nicest people you gonna ever
Yeah,
meet.
she came
Mhm.
through laughing. It was a good time. It was
Yep.
fun. She killed a couple of tracks and
Yeah.
then went on her way.
Man, on
Yeah.
CD, man, you sound like a killer.
I mean, I got, like I said, I got a little bit
The
of
voice,
gangsta
you
in me,
know
but
what I
I don't
mean?
be starting. I'm not
Yeah.
like just out like you're not. People
Yeah.
think when they meet me that I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like, "What's up with
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Marvin's West Coast Mafia nigga." That's what they think. So a lot of times I think I weird people
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Like I think they think I'm gonna be all big,
Right.
with bullet wounds and stuff. And I'm like, no,
Not the
I got
bullet
some
wounds,
sense.
Marvin.
That's what they be telling me.
Some cigarette burns,
Yeah. I be
some
like,
hanger
dang.
lashings. And
Yeah, they just be thinking. I'm like, okay, sad. But nah, I just I think we all got duality.
Yeah,
to
for
me,
sure. For
so
sure. We all
I
got a
I
good side.
balance it out really well.
We all got a good side and a
Yeah.
bad side, just depending on which one you feed,
Yeah.
So if
So-
it's not AWOL though, was it features giving you money back then, or like where was you?
Yeah,
where
it was
you?
features and shows and stuff like that. Yeah, and then whatever else I had going on the side.
Did you I know you toured. So you got a chance to tour with Master P and
Oh,
MJG. What was that
Mhm.
like? The tour
It
like?
was dope.
Yeah.
Yanking them. Woo, it was so fun. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
so fun.
So
Yeah.
what's some of your
And it's
fondest?
crazy. I'm sorry. I didn't
No,
mean to
go
cut you
ahead.
off.
No, go ahead.
It's crazy because Bo didn't get to experience a lot of that because he
Yeah.
was in jail.
Right.
So yeah, I be thinking about that like, dang, But yeah, it was fun.
What was some of your memorable, times touring with a Master P and with a AWOL MJG? Like, do you have
I
some
just
instances
remember
that stand out?
it was wow. Them days was wow. I
That's
remember
right.
Mia X coming down out the room like, Marvis, we got to keep these under control. It was so fun though, and
Yeah.
it
No
was
cameras, no phones.
Yeah, exactly. And
You
you're
would
telling
kick
what
it.
was popping, but the energy just, was dope. The crowd was dope. We always had a good what's the word? I'm looking. Use the word, man. We always had a
Chemistry,
good
right?
No,
The walking
we always had a
dictionary.
good I can't even think of the word I'm saying, but we always meshed together well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it
Had a
was
good
dope.
rapport.
It was really dope. Good energy.
Nice.
I loved it. Yeah.
Nice, nice. And never no drama on the road?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oh, you mean amongst us?
No, just period.
Oh,
Amongst you or
yeah.
just, going into different turfs?
Yeah. Man, yeah.
Anything
What's
you
a
can share?
moment? What's a moment
what's a
that
moment?
sticks out?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Gosh,
She's
there's
like,
so
how do I
many times.
present this?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one
Nah,
that's
you
not
just
too
say it.
crazy.
Just say
Let's see. There's so much stuff. Okay. Nah, I ain't gonna tell that one. There was a lot of times where I would be taken out of situations like magically. Like I remember one time we was actually in Sac at this point, and we was I think it was me, Killate, Looney, Bo wasn't there.
Get better,
And
Looney.
we
By the way, I know
yeah,
he
for
been
sure.
yeah.
For
Get
sure. I
get
went and
well,
seen him. He's getting a lot better.
get
Yeah.
well,
Nice.
Looney.
And my dad had just passed away recently, so we wasn't too far from from the creek. So I'm like, I'm gonna go get my stuff, my dad's stuff. His wife had his little stuff. I leave. I'm talking about not no longer than maybe 10 or 15 minutes. I come back. The whole is yellow taped off. It done went down.
Damn.
Even when the stuff happened with when it all went down in Atlanta, when with the end of AWOL. Well, that wasn't the end, but we was all kicking it. I forgot the big ass club that was out there, but we all kicking it. We had the big ass house out there and shit. And the manager girl, Kim, we was all staying at the big ass house. But for some reason that night, she was like, I was like, I'm gonna ride with you. She was in the AWOL van. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna ride with you. That night it went down. They came to that house and took everybody. So
Wow.
thank you to God, the universe, the angels that always look over me, because it's been so many times where that has happened.
Where you just missed the BS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So you talking about when the feds raided the okay, you had just left or something like that?
Yeah, well, we was all at the club together, and I ended up leaving with her, and they went back to the house. Yeah.
Oh wow. So why you never had a chance to like get with some of your contemporaries? Like, did you ever want to do music with Gangsta Boo, with Mia X, and with the female rappers from that time?
Yeah, I think back then it wasn't. I got to a point in my life to where I was sitting down and I was like, I ain't done no songs with no female. It wasn't a conscious thing I thought of, because I think back then it was more of a clique thing. This is
Right.
my clique, that's your clique.
Right.
I'm the woman of
Yep.
this clique, you the
Yep.
woman of not any type of like it's some beef or
Of
something. But I
course,
think it
yeah.
was more like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this over here, you doing that over there, and it was that type of thing. But definitely when I got older, I was like, for sure, I'm like, damn, why I didn't do nothing with Gangsta Boo.
Yeah.
I reached out to Mia X, so we
Mhm.
got some things hopefully in the works. Me and Sugar T have worked together before, Conscious Daughters. They was
Of
on
course,
my
yeah.
earlier stuff. I love the Conscious Daughters so much. And I really love Mia X she just has this beautiful, welcoming
Yes.
spirit about
Yes,
her.
she
Like I
does.
just love her.
That's why we call her Mama. Yeah.
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 It's just like,
Yeah, Mia's sweet.
she's a beautiful person.
Yeah, she is. Shout out to Mia X. She's actually working on some stuff. My guy, XL, the producer for No
Okay.
Limit, him and Mia are working on some stuff. She got some cooking
I
content
might
coming.
just slide on in there, young mama.
Oh
Mia.
yeah, Mia doing her thing.
Okay. She's a bar game ridiculous.
Oh
Yes.
Yeah.
yes,
Incredible rapper.
yes. So once you got away from AWOL, you went independent. Now,
Yeah.
did you form your own independent situation, or did you sign with another independent label?
No, I never signed with anybody after
Okay.
that, ever.
Okay, so you did your own thing.
Mhm.
How do you like that? Do you
I
like
love
that
it.
better? Because it's
Yeah.
harder. You have to
It
do
is
all
harder.
you got to
Yeah.
finance everything. You have to
Mhm.
do all the heavy lifting.
But yeah, I
d-
love it.
Really?
Mhm.
So you wouldn't want to sign with someone?
No.
Really?
That's why, yeah, and just like even with Lil Marv,
Mhm.
a lot of people, is probably be like, why you didn't let Bo, put her
Yeah.
out? Or
Yeah.
even T Nutty be like, let me even, and nah, we not
Yeah.
doing none of that. Like, this is
Yeah.
my only child. She
Right.
not, even though, it's the family, we all are
Yeah.
one, but I'm not mixing her up in that stuff. Even though I came out good, it wasn't until maybe about 3 or 4 years ago,
Mhm.
I would be in Oak Park all the time. That's where my family's from. So I was there all the time. But about 3 or 4 years ago, I was in Oak Park with my big mouth best friend, Shireen. She went in the grocery store. She comes out walking with this dude, right? So I'm like, oh my God, because she one of them people that be like, Marvelous.
Yeah.
So she done went in the store. Oh, Marvelous is in the car. And so dude comes up to the car, and she's kind of more, like she don't really know what's going on. So he come up to the car and he talking, and he like, oh yeah, I'm part of Mozzy, whoop this and that. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. he kind of
Yeah.
not banging on me, but he lightweight
Yeah.
banging. And he like, oh, she had on like some turquoise lipstick, and he
Yeah.
like, oh, you got the blue lipstick on, you know what I'm saying? And okay, and so he like, he took his shirt off. He got a big, gigantic Mozzy tattoo, right?
Mhm.
This is what I was saying, how I think.
Yeah.
So I was like, you probably know my big brother, Slow-Mo.
Mhm.
Slow-Mo, your big brother? Yeah, Slow-Mo's my big brother. Oh, man, that's my uncle's best friend. Oh, man, Marv. So, I had to,
Yeah.
I'd be having to use my brain. Shit,
Exactly.
I couldn't beat that dude up.
So
But,
he was literally trying to like have an
he
issue.
was just kind of lightweight pushing,
Yeah,
not too
trying to
hard
press.
He was
though. But
pressing. He
yeah,
doing
I'm
a
like,
Yeah.
little soft press.
so
Yeah,
times
but
have
pressing
changed a little
though,
bit,
That's crazy. And he had a
Times have
Mozzy
changed.
tattoo.
Because it never was like that back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Gardens always funked with Oak
Yeah,
Park since
yeah.
way back. But I never had nobody say nothing to even remotely close to an inkling of anything to me. But so yeah.
So
I
help
don't
me
be in
out.
Oak Park too much no more. No, I'm just
Help
kidding.
me out
Yes, I
here
do.
real quick because I may have missed something. So
Mm.
Mozzy. So is that a what is that? Is that outside of Mozzy's name? Is that
I mean, they
something?
got a click, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you got E Mozzy and you got, there's like more of.
No, because when you told me that this
Mm.
man took his shirt off and he got a big Mozzy tattoo, so he had another man's name tattooed on him.
Well, that's the name of their gang per se. Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
missing.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, wow.
From my perspective, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
In the midst of all of this, because you said you had your baby at 20. So in the midst of all of this, when you had her, how did your perspective change or your goals change?
Oh
Rather
man, they
personally or
changed
professionally?
enormously because I was like, I got this little life, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And at the same time, she probably don't understand like why I be gone for 2 and
Mhm.
3 months at a time, and why it's so dope now that she's
Mhm.
older for her. She'd be like, wow, mom, like it, it's
You was
crazy
doing
to
it.
her, like when we go places and stuff. But now even
Mm.
she'll be out, I'm nowhere around. They'll be like, you look like somebody. You
Oh
look like
yeah.
Marva. And it's
Oh
like
yeah.
she can't get it. So I think it's dope that she's able to see like this work I was putting in.
Mhm.
This is what it was for. It was for this legacy that I'm ultimately leave you.
Mhm.
But yeah, it did. I had to get more serious about life in general.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The future, because I was kind of a
Mhm.
live in the moment kind of person.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I always wanted to teach her to be I had to teach her to be respectful.
Mhm.
She's very respectful. She got good sense. She speaks well. She's very eloquent. She's not like, even if when you meet her,
Mhm.
she's so dope. She's
Yeah.
like the best thing that
You
ever
didn't
happened
raise
to
a
me.
city girl.
Nah.
Exactly.
I don't play that. She don't cuss in front of me or none of
Right.
that. I don't play
Mhm.
none of
Right.
them games. And I never whooped her. I wasn't one of them parents
Mhm.
that just wasn't my style.
Mm-hmm.
And she came out pretty good.
Nice.
So you
Yeah.
were conscious parenting
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
before it was a
Yeah.
trend.
I just fed her a lot of positivity.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I
And
mean,
I
well,
think
you're looking
that
at a father-daughter situation right here too.
Yeah,
Same
I
thing.
think we're the only father-daughter platform, I believe,
that's so
in
dope.
in in history.
Well, me and Lil Marvelous are
I
about to
know,
be the
right?
only mother and daughter
And that's
rap duo
that's
to
your
drop a
twin.
Hey.
Man,
project.
listen,
Get
that's
Like
it.
your
mother, like
twin.
daughter.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, that like I don't her dad's genes didn't even try.
Yeah,
Like, you
it's
know what I
like
mean?
it's even crazier to me myself as my own person.
Yeah.
Like I'll be in the car, if she in the back seat, I'll look in the mirror and I'm thinking it's my like it's crazy.
Yeah, when I see y'all do content, it's like I have to look and say, okay, yeah, that's marvelous right
It's my
there.
twin.
Are y'all competitive with the bars between the two?
Well, we ain't competitive like, oh, I'm gonna be doper than you, but I think just
I mean, hip hop
naturally we
is
are.
a competitive.
Naturally
Yeah.
we are. Like
Yeah.
if you listen to the songs that we got together,
Mhm.
like that like mother like daughter song, we kind of going at it a little bit,
Yeah.
and even when we perform that, we be like,
Oh,
and
that's so
people love
cool.
it, because
Yeah.
I'm an MC,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
like just a
A
rapper.
rapper.
I started out as an MC, like battling, so I think she picked up on that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do kind of, she
Mhm.
like even in the video when I was rapping, she yawning and I'm like, okay. But so yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a fun
Yeah.
competitiveness.
I want to drag it back a little bit. So when you and Messy Marv, y'all did Bonnie and Clyde, how did you connect with Messy?
Well, I knew Marvin them since they was young.
Mhm.
Well, I think like Quinn probably was like 16, but
Right.
I did verses with them back then, and then Marv was doing that album. That album was actually supposed to be with somebody else.
Mm.
So I had came to him. Oh, Marv was like, Marv, come to the studio, and I'm recording this album. I went to the studio.
Mm.
I'm in there. He's recording his verses. I had in my mind, because I'm very spiritual, and I can see things sometimes before they happen, and I was like, I'm gonna be on this album. Like I seen it in my head. The next day, Marv called me like, Marv, come get on the let's do this project. Period. Bonnie and Clyde,
Yeah.
And so I went, I wrote all my raps that same day and spit them, and that's how that album got done.
Wow. Who'd y'all put that out through?
Frisco
Okay.
Street Show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, and then, of course, Marv going through what he's going through now, and wishing him the best, sending him,
Yeah.
healing energy. Did you see at that time any remnants of that or evidence of whatever, I'm assume it's drugs at that time?
Well, I
When you
think
did
a
it?
lot of I ain't gonna put that on everybody from the Bay, but a lot of Bay Area artists I know they had like been getting high,
Yeah.
since like high school and shit.
Yeah.
Like it was a thing to do. But I never seen anything like
Yeah.
some
That it would
crazy
take
shit
him
might
down that
happen or
road. Yeah.
mm-mm.
Wow.
No,
Wow. Yeah. Because
no. Marv was one of the coolest cats ever.
yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. I remember meeting Messy Marv back as far as the 90s, like early
Mhm.
mid 90s,
Yeah.
And what I had seen kind of in recent years, just kind of the trajectory
Yeah,
of
that made
what
me
had,
so sad.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was sad. I was like,
Mhm.
damn. And I think with Marv, again, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to attempt to diagnose him,
Mhm.
but I almost felt like some of it was in all drugs, maybe some mental things going on, maybe
Probably
just
so.
depression
You
getting
never
on
know.
top of it.
Yeah.
You know
You
what I
never
mean?
know. Or
Yeah.
somebody could have gave him something that wasn't
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ultimately, yeah.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but I hate that for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. And then you did the album with Jacka too, right?
Jack and Hustler.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Shoot, we was just like, let's do a project.
Yeah.
Period.
So
And
same way.
same way, yep.
Okay.
We was like, let's do a project. And the mob figures, man, they are just all so dope to me. But
What was it
Jack,
like being in the studio with Jacka? Rest in peace.
Jacka, Jack was young life. Jacka was always like very like he treated me almost like royalty, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like how he would treat his mom, or what I'm saying, like something like that. Like he always
Dope.
was very respectful. I remember one time I was at the studio with Jack, cause me, Jack, I think T Nutty was there, and they had the little syrup. They sipping on syrup, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, Jack, I want to taste that. Give me a little cup. Man, this dude gave me this cup. I drunk that stuff. I didn't even drink all of it, but I drunk it. Didn't do nothing.
Really?
I'm like, Jack, I didn't put nothing in that cup. That goddamn soda.
He was
and
looking
some
out
Jolly
for you.
Ranchers.
He
Yeah.
was looking out for you. He was being big
He was
brother.
waiting on it.
Yeah. So I don't know. Jack always was just good people with positive energy. It's like when he met you, he could see what you needed. You know how some people are like, I'm kind of like that. He could just see like, okay, this is how I got to be with this person. And,
Right.
yeah. So he was always very caring and respectful.
Nice. And also, you got a chance to work with Big Lurch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna go too deep into the story, but yeah, Lurch and I was around each other a lot. And so I got to know him real good. Like Lurch would sit and talk to me,
Really?
and tell me about his life and
Yeah.
all these different things. And so yeah, that was a crazy
Yeah.
situation.
So being that you knew Lurch, as you say, maybe personally, the situation that came about with him, was that shocking to you, or is that something that?
Yeah, that was very shocking. I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't have ever predicted anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, that was
Right.
yeah.
And I'm asking for a reason because I know. So it's safe to say the situation that happened with Big Lurch was that's substance induced. That's not who he is.
Yeah, well, I would think so.
Yeah.
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 This is my analysis. Yeah, I would say it probably was more. I don't even know the whole story actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did it or not. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But so
You know the story, but you don't know.
I don't know the
the
intricacies
truth.
of
Truth.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still keep in contact with him?
I actually not like that, but Mike called me probably was about a couple of years ago with Lurch on the phone. So I got to chop it up with him for a minute.
Okay. Now he's well.
Yeah. We didn't speak for that long, but
Okay.
he sounded like he was in good spirits.
Okay. Well, I'm curious because I'm an only child and you have it. What made you just stop at one?
I can't say that. But I never
I love that she thinks about all.
Yeah, 'cause
Every time you
don't
ask a
wanna hurt
question, she
nobody's
goes,
feelings, you
That's
feel
how
me?
you know it's a good question. When
Yeah,
they
it
have to
is.
pause and they say, "Hold on."
Well, I just remember how I said when I was young, I thought the world was so beautiful and
Mhm.
everything's just all this and that. So
Mhm.
I really thought really hard about having a kid because when I started noticing how really crazy it was, and that's
Mhm.
even throughout my childhood, I'm like, this is crazy.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I was like, I don't really think that's something I want to do,
Mhm.
Um, so she was my one, my
Mhm.
golden
Mhm.
child, my light of my life. So yeah,
That's
after
kinda
that,
her
I was like,
perspective a little
yeah,
bit too. So
okay,
A
maybe
lot
you
of
can
bit.
so
A
maybe
lot
you
of
can
bit.
talk her into maybe, because I don't see where
He
Imma
got a
have no
son.
grandchildren.
He got a
I ain't
I
gonna
son
don't
have
that
either.
that can provide that. I just know I feel the same way you do. I look
Yeah.
at out into the world and I just look at the systems and just everything at play, and I'm like, okay, ultimately, what am I bringing this soul here for? They fine where they at. Why would I bring you down here? I don't even.
To get
I mean, I
tortured.
don't
No, I'm
know,
just kidding.
depressy stuff, but you got them days where it's like, God, why am I here? Like, I don't even
Yeah.
want to deal with this. I don't want to.
Well, I
scared to
think
drop a seed, hoping I
I
don't
think
curse
the
my
I think
baby
the,
from
the
the back.
physical form, is just one aspect of it. I don't for as far as me,
Yeah.
I don't think it stops there. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I think this is like our
Yes.
bodies are just a vessel for our
Mhm.
spirits to
Yes.
live in that moment or the time that we're here, but it's really
Exactly.
way deeper than that. I think it transcends that when we do die or
You
whatever
have a
you want to
soul
call it.
journey.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
What religion, if any, do you subscribe to?
I grew up, going to church,
Mhm.
but I'm more of a spiritual person. I
So,
believe,
maybe agnostic more so?
nah. Well,
Christian?
I mean, I would say
growing up was Christian.
Eh,
Yeah.
I think
And I think
I'm
we probably
very.
did go to an
yeah.
agnostic church at one
Yeah.
time, and in the other ones, what's it called, where they do the tongues and all that.
Okay, like a
Yeah,
Baptist
Baptist.
Baptist
Yep.
Baptist,
church. Yeah,
yeah.
yep. So sorry, y'all, I wasn't trying to make
She
fun.
said, "No, no,
Lord,
no."
nah. But I ain't gonna do that. Sorry. But yeah. So I don't know. I always felt like whatever it is, the universe, whatever is, I
Mhm.
am a part of it. Like we're all one. So I
Mhm.
Yeah,
don't need
I
for
agree.
somebody to stand there, and scream
Mhm.
and holler at me for me to know what my truth is as far as
Yeah.
the connection I have with the Most
Mhm.
High. Not to knock church or nothing
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
that. I
Yeah.
just um felt more compelled to be like, have my own personal relationship with the Creator.
When did that come
Out of respect
about?
for Yomi, I'll just keep mine
Yeah, I
brief.
know. I'm
I mean,
like,
I always
That's
thought
on
that.
y'all.
Yeah.
my
Now you talking
mama.
about my
That's my
wife.
mama.
Oh,
That's
My
okay.
wife, she's hardline Christian, so that's on
Yeah,
y'all.
that's how my
Midwest Bible
family.
Belt.
I ain't got
Yeah.
nothing to do with that. Y'all speak for
Mhm.
yourself.
I think because I don't know, it seems like a lot of stuff that is in the Bible has to do with the earth. Like when they talk
Mhm.
about the sun rising on a certain day and all this and that, and
Mhm.
these 12 um
Disciples.
disciples, and
Mhm.
that falls in with the
Zodiac.
zodiac. Thank you.
Mhm. Oh, I'm right there
So
with you, girl.
hey,
I'm following you.
hallelujah. So yeah, it all coincides. So
Yes.
I can't sit here and say this one religion is, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying, is that,
Exactly.
and how many religions is it?
right.
And they
Mhm.
all kind of have the same story. So I think it came from the
Mhm.
same place, which is the universe as a whole. Because even when you think about Earth, it's like we're not this little tiny speck.
I
You think
subscribe
this
to
is
that.
all it is?
Yes.
Mhm.
I see.
This can't be it.
I think if you're agnostic, though, you could have that opinion, right? Because
Now
agnostic means
that's what I was just about to
I'm
say. What exactly
spiritual,
is
but
it?
I'm not
Mhm.
Right.
subscribing to.
Oh, okay.
Religion.
See,
Any one thing.
I'm
Yeah.
Italian. I grew up. My
Okay.
grandmother's Catholic. She was very Catholic. She's not here
Okay.
anymore. Um, but like I threw all that out the window. I remember going to I moved. I never traveled outside of Sac because
Mm,
we were
yeah.
poor, and then I moved and started working. And when I had some money, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go because my family's still in Italy. I still have family there.
That's
So I
dope.
go, oh, okay, boom, I'm gonna go to Italy, and then I go
Mhm.
to the Vatican, and then
Mhm.
you kind of see the hypocrisy in the religion. For
Yeah.
me,
Mhm.
as a Catholic, like you walk through the doors of the Vatican, but you step over to homeless people to get
To
in.
get in there,
And then
right?
once you get
That's
inside, everything is literally paved in gold, actual gold.
crazy.
And you're
Wow.
sitting in there and they're like, yeah, here's all this art. And a lot of the art is stolen from
Mhm.
Mhm.
crusades
Yeah.
and
Yep.
from other religions. And you're kind of looking around, and the religious people, like my grandmother, don't hate me, they're praying and they're having this moment. And I'm kind of looking around just objectively like, people are hungry outside.
Right.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like this religion here has more cash than all of the EU put together. Like the Vatican City is its own city
Right.
within Rome, and they boast and they're like our GDP, our gross, you
Yeah.
know, like money that we bring,
Mhm.
it's more than the EU. And I'm like, but there's people hungry
Right
Right.
there.
like outside the door. It doesn't make sense to me,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that's why I
And that's
started to.
even like within the regular church. I mean, not
Yeah,
not the Vatican, but the churches that we
yeah,
grew up in our neighborhoods. It's the same thing. It's like,
yeah.
why would I come in here? This is just my thought process and fork over money to you, and there's people outside starving.
This is why Jesus was flipping tables.
Oh, okay. It's like it got to make sense. You know what
Well,
I'm
Yes.
saying?
somebody, I read
That
something
just
funny.
doesn't make
Now,
sense.
now I'm gonna actually catch the
That's what
heat.
Tupac said.
I
He
might
said
catch
that
the heat
too.
from Yomi on this one. But
Nice.
somebody said something funny. They were like, if Jesus was alive today, they'd crucify him because he was married to
that.
a prostitute. Most likely,
Yeah.
he was with Mary Magdalene. Probably had a kid with her. Like he was sticking up for prisoners and people wrongful. You know what I mean? Like if you had a dude today
Healing
who was
people.
all about prostitutes and criminals and whatever, like the majority of the
Yeah.
far right in America would be like, no, we ain't fucking with this dude. He's talking about hookers and this and that. Like that's what Jesus was on. He was.
And they call him a warlock for healing people and walking on water.
I
They swear
mean,
up and down he doing magic. Doing
yeah,
evil.
I don't know. I think that those are just stories.
I mean, that's
Look,
the truth.
Right.
Yeah,
I
Why
think
you
I
know where
think
I
really
stand? She
like
watched
just
my
to each
TikTok.
their own. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
we all
Right.
got our own
Right.
brains
That's
and our
right.
own thought process.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't. I try not to, especially because my family is like they're very religious
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And not to say I don't believe in God, I do, but I
I
believe
do as well.
God
I
is
do as
us
well.
as one, as a
Exactly.
whole.
I do as
Even
well.
the earth and the everything. That's how everything evolves and it keeps going. Like
Yeah.
you think of the food chain. Without certain things, it's
Yeah.
all gonna crumble.
I believe in God as well. I think
Mhm.
that it's hard because the literature, if you really get into it,
Mhm.
like Christianity in general, everything in the world was pagan at one point, right? Roman Empire is in control. Everything is a pagan religion, and if you're a Christian, you're underground because you would be murdered for being Christian. They would feed them to the lions in the Colosseum, and then Constantine, who was an emperor, his mom was a Christian. His mother, he's the emperor of a whole half of the world that they had conquered. It's pagan. They believe in gods and everything else. And then on her deathbed, she dies, and she's like, "I don't want you to not go to God."
Right.
And so he, on his deathbed, is like, "Oh," and he flips religion Christian. Now all of a sudden, pagan is no longer the thing. It's Christianity, and the modern day holidays and stories we're told all adopt pagan dates. Like December 25th and Christmas is a pagan holiday that they ascribed to Jesus's birthday. So it's weird when you really get
kind of smart.
when
Yeah,
you
he
get.
is.
I mean, when you get. But what I'm saying is, when you get
Yes.
deep into it, you go like,
Yeah.
I do believe in God. This is a
Yes.
special experience. The life,
Mhm.
the human experience is special.
Heck yeah.
But is it that? Is it
Mhm.
what's written there? I don't know. That's the part that I have a
Mhm.
hard time connecting with.
I
Yeah.
think
Which
we're
is
all
what's-
aspects of God,
Yeah.
trying to understand
Yeah.
ourselves itself.
But to
Yeah.
think that we're
You
the
know?
highest being
Yeah.
in this
I'm gonna tell you
experience,
what I
that's crazy.
struggle with in that respect.
Oh, you better watch yourself.
I know. No, I'm going to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, Yomi, I love you. You know I
Yeah,
love
because
you.
I gotta go home. You know what I mean? And so, but I know sometime when I'm in church, you wonder how much of what's been written and what's being preached. You got to think, right? If I tell you something and then you tell someone else something and
The
they tell
telephone.
somebody
Play
else,
a game of telephone.
so I could tell you, man, it was dope having C-Bo here. You tell somebody, yeah, Big Court said, it was dope having C-Bo here, and he was kind of cool, but and
Go
then
20 people
So by
down.
the time I get to 20 people, man, Big
wasn't
Court
cool
said
at
you a
all.
bitch ass,
Yeah.
and it's like what? No,
And those
yeah.
stories were told by verbally for
And
years.
so that's what I'm saying.
And translated.
So you wonder how, over so many years and so many people and so many versions, like this is man. So
Right.
is this really what was said and really what it is? Or is this
And then proximity, because if you think about it, it's like I just think what separates all of us is location. Like if I was born in India, I'd be Hindu. If I was in China, I'd be Buddhist. But like you said earlier, it's all versions of the same. And I think it just goes back to like you've been saying, like we're all one. We're all aspects just trying to express ourselves in the best version, you know?
All
and it
right,
kind of keeps us
Sacramento, the
separated.
Sacramento Gangster Rap Podcast.
Right.
That got
Oh
real
yeah,
deep.
we still gangster.
It
You
got
know what I'm
real
saying?
deep.
We still
Westside,
gangster.
baby.
You know
Hey, it
what I
got
mean?
real deep for a moment.
Nah, but it's cool. I love the
Yeah.
fact that we can have levels, you know.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we're
this is
able
grown
to-
folk talk because we
Yeah.
all older now. It's like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly, including my daughter. I just,
yeah.
you know,
She's enlightened.
you finna be the old chick here in a minute.
What?
Oh,
30
yeah.
is the new
30
20.
is the same old 30.
When's your birthday?
January 5th.
January 5th.
Okay. Yeah, my
Yes.
daughter will be
Big
30 in March.
Capricorn.
Mhm.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yep. Goat energy.
You know, I remember the day she was born. Do you know I remember when all my kids were conceived too?
Okay.
I remember
I
all
was
three
gonna
of my
say,
kids.
you remember when Lil Marv was born? Nah.
I remember when that one almost went.
Yeah, I'm getting to see my face. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I remember when all my kids. But
Okay.
transition a little bit. So you being the respectfully the elder statesman, the OG, you know, in the rap game, and we come up here to now current.
Mhm.
What, and I don't want the politically correct answer. Okay,
Mhm.
come on, let Marvaless coming out of Sacramento, Wiccked, let her speak.
That's
You know what I
crazy because
mean?
I did the Gully TV podcast and he
yeah.
said the same thing.
Same thing,
Yeah,
you
we
know.
both
So
wrong, cut
yeah,
Marv.
let Marvaless go ahead and shine the light. Let her step into the light. What is your thought on the rap game now? Primarily the female rappers,
I don't like it.
and why?
I don't like it because there's no substance. It's
Okay.
just all about shaking your ass and
Yeah.
you know
And you never
talking
did
about
that.
your
You never
private
did
parts.
you never did the sexually charged type music.
No,
What made you make that conscious decision not to do that?
I don't even really think it was a conscious decision. It just, well, you know, we wasn't really rapping like that back
That's right.
then.
Mhm.
The only song I did that was even remotely close to that was a song called Sexuality, and that was like on my
Right.
Fearless album.
Which
Yeah.
I
you
think
know?
had Big Lurch on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And so it just wasn't the thing, you know. But when I think about it, because I do think, I'd be like, this is crazy. Like they
Mhm.
can't look at this and see that this is crazy. Like
Mhm.
the videos, and it's just like the City Girls are about to put out an album called something where we are whores or something like. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the? Come on, man. And so, but then I go back, you know, and if I listen to my old school music, even though it's not that same
Mhm.
didactic or whatever, I was on some bullshit, but my parents or the older people back then probably
Right.
was like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? But now it's just like it's no substance, there's no musicality to it really.
Right.
It's
Right.
more like nursery rhyme-ish type of thing. So
Mhm.
the essence of hip hop and rap is like falling to the wayside, I think.
Is there anybody that you do respect and that you listen to? In
Modern.
this.
Um,
Mm.
let me see. Who do I listen to? I can't to be truthfully honest, I'm gonna say outside of Lil Marvaless, and some of the ladies that I know personally from
Mhm.
Sacramento, I can't just sit here and think as like a female
Mhm.
artist that I just put in, you know, and listen to, you know,
Mhm.
unless it's something more old school.
Yeah.
I gave her props on the other show we did, but Snow the Product, the
Mhm.
Latina.
Oh yeah, she's dope.
Snow
She is
is
dope.
Mhm.
She got
lyric,
bars.
lyrically, she got bars.
Yep,
Mhm.
she is
Yeah,
dope.
Snow the Product is dope.
I'm really sitting here trying to think hella hard.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you at least, even if you don't respect them lyrically, are you at least entertained by them? You know, the Cardi B's, the Megan, which I actually
Well,
like.
yeah, it's
Megan.
entertaining. Now,
Yeah.
don't get it twisted now.
Right.
So Marvaless,
You know, but
really, I ain't never seen So Marvaless can move like
yeah, you heard me say earlier. I used to dance too.
But
Now we
you
wasn't
used to
twerking
dance,
back
but
then, but
Marvaless can twerk.
of course.
Marvaless.
Now
can
I'm not
twerk.
doing that on the Holdin Court podcast.
Hold on, it's a
I
whole
can
different
really
show.
dance. Like I can dance. Like,
Solomon
when
turned
you
the
can
lights
really
off.
Dance, you can do any kind of dance.
Yeah. Would you do a song with you know, with a Sexy Red or with a Megan Thee Stallion or
Absolutely.
yeah, really?
But I would do me on the song.
Okay.
I wouldn't be on there twerking.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would do me. I would still do me.
So is it just the fact that it is so predominantly sexual, or is it just the lack of balance?
I think it's for me that it's just predominantly sexual because you got when you think about this is all these young girls are seeing. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then you know the mothers are younger, than they were
Mhm.
back in our day. That
Yep.
sounds so crazy, back in our day. But I never thought I'd be saying that.
That's
But
the truth,
so,
though.
I got great nieces and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's like I know they mom is listening to that,
Yeah.
so it's
Yes.
like, golly, but then I gotta double back and say, well, we was listening to Too Short, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yep.
And what he was
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
so
I mean, Too
but
Short
now it's
was
just like that's
Yes.
what it is. Like
Yeah.
that's all it is, especially for the female rappers. I don't
But
know, maybe I'm kind of biased because I
then
was used to hearing that from the men,
yeah.
the more vulgar
But
rap.
even when you think about Too Short, which I think in our day, he would probably have to take the cake in terms of vulgarity, right?
Yeah.
But Too Short still had balance because he could
Mhm.
still do, the ghetto. He could
Yeah,
still
yeah,
do
yeah.
Life is Too
You're
Short.
absolutely
Like
right
Too
about
Short
that.
still gamed you up. He still
Mhm.
gave you something. He entertained you
Yeah.
with the bitches and the hoes and all of that, but it was still,
Mhm.
it was still some substance in Too
Right.
Short's raps.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, actually, if you think
Mhm.
about it. So
Doo,
I
doo,
think that's
doo,
what it
doo,
is.
doo.
Yeah. It's the
Yeah.
lack of, as my daughter said, balance.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Interesting. So, what's new for Marvelous?
Well, like I said,
Now, you know what? Go ahead. Go ahead.
what?
No, go ahead.
This is-
Go ahead. What's new
Okay.
for Marvelous?
I'm working on the project with Lil Marvelous, of
Okay.
course, and then I'm working on my project. Well, the project with her is like mother, like daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So we're finishing that up. Then I'm working on my Queen Califia album.
Okay.
So
Mm.
that's coming, and it's
Are you
I like
back?
the
Are you
name.
is it gangster or conscious? Where you going with it? You
it's
got
that
some
balance. It's
All
that balance.
okay.
encompassing.
That's what I'm saying. It's that
Yeah.
balance. Even the way, watch when I drop that cover and everything, people gonna get a feel because I'm at a different point in my life now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's
So
right.
no, I don't get on songs and talk about shooting
Yeah.
and doing it. I'm not. What the?
Yeah.
No, I'm not
That's
doing
right.
that.
Yeah.
I barely even be wanting to perform certain
Yeah.
songs, because
Yeah.
it's just not
This is
my
not where you at
spirit.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, I got that going on. I also have my book, Marva
Hey.
Jean, Quotes from the Queen.
Quotes from the
Oh, okay.
Queen.
Dang, I'm gonna have to
Yes.
bring back another one or send
Right
another
on.
one.
Thank you.
Marva Jean, Quotes from the Queen, and that's actually a book of daily positive quotes.
Okay.
So I got that going on. I just dropped a project with me, Lil Marvelous, Dirty Don, he's from South Carolina, and two of my homeboys from Oakland called The Starting Five.
Nice.
What else? I always forget stuff, and people be like, "Why you didn't say this?" But yeah, for the most part, that's what I'm doing. Here pretty soon. I started a couple of years ago. Ultimately, I want to do a school for the youth
Mm-hmm.
that teaches them about business, and the curriculum will lead them to at the end owning their own business, which of course means the
Mm.
parents will have to be involved too. I like to do a lot of stuff like that. I love working with kids,
I saw that.
public speaking and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that come from? The fact you being so passionate about the youth and talking to the youth and just giving them positivity. Where is that something that you maybe needed more of when you were a
That's
kid?
what I was just gonna say. Yeah,
Mhm.
I didn't have that. So
Mhm.
yeah. So
So you understand the importance of mentorship and
yeah.
showing them something different.
Yep,
I agree with
absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand that till I got older,
Mhm.
because I look back at my life and I'm like, damn, there's so many other things that I could have done that, that I was great at. Not that I'm mad at
Mhm.
my life now, but if I had the right people, telling me and painting out what the options were and what that
Right.
path looked like, I probably could have went to the NBA. I probably could have
Yeah.
did those things that I
Mhm.
wanted to do from that space
Mhm.
as a child. But
Yep.
you get street poison and then
Yeah.
you have all these negative influences and it's
Mhm.
so easy to get wrapped up in them.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get wrapped up in BS than it is
Yeah,
to
it is.
stay
It
on the
is.
path,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Even now,
Yeah.
not so much like before, but
Yeah.
I still got to stay focused,
That's right.
because it's like it's crazy out here. So I
That's
don't
right.
even really be around a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
if I'm going to do a show or I'm going to do that and I'm out of there. I'm not
Yeah.
hanging
Yeah.
around with the gangbangers and doing all
Yeah.
that. Love y'all to death. But,
That's
if I'm going
that's
for business, I'm going for business.
Yeah.
Now, I still hang out with gangbangers,
Yeah.
but not in that
In that
sense of just
capacity.
being
Yeah.
that's
out. Yeah, exactly.
that's
Mhm.
real though. That's like the real because we talk about it sometimes,
Mhm.
but that's real. Because even talking about just rap. All right, so like we from Sac, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even talking about rap again. I left in 2000, 2001 or whatever. I've been gone for 23 years. So sometimes I'm not tapped in. So I just hear a song from Sac and I go like,
Mhm.
oh, he doing this thing. And then everyone back home ties all the politics in. Oh,
Yeah.
well, you know, it's
Yeah.
this. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm like really removed. And I
Right.
was never a gang member either.
Yeah.
From North Highlands, we have gang ties, but
Mhm.
so I'm like, oh, and it's
Mhm.
hard because I have kids now and I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have 4 studio locations and I live a different life. So sometimes
Mhm.
that element is like, nah, I love y'all. And I come back home and I want to be with y'all and around
That's
y'all
right.
Yeah.
and show y'all love. But at the same time, I want to elevate. Not that I don't want to be stuck, but I'm in my
Right.
40s. I
Yeah.
got babies. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's just that's just not life for me anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
That's
something
hard.
else to life.
And that's
Yeah.
hard.
But being
That's
from home for
yeah.
Sac, I mean, I don't know how the LA gang stuff got so. That's way before my time. Even I'm only 40, so
Right.
but it's like it's
You gotta think some people never even left their neighborhood.
That's right.
yeah.
That's right.
Some people my age ain't never even left their neighborhood. Like,
And no disrespect, that's some of my
yeah,
closest friends is in
yeah.
the same.
So
Of
that
course.
mind
Mine
frame
too.
is gonna be what
Mine
it
too.
is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And
And
not
I
to say
support them and love them. I got the
yeah.
people that call me from the pen and homeboys that
Mhm.
still tap in, but again,
They
man,
talk with all the B's and all the
Yeah,
C's
yeah.
still.
yeah.
That's an interesting dichotomy to navigate because
Mhm.
it's the same thing with me. You want to stay tied in. But the truth of the matter is a lot of your people from the past, what you have in common is just history. It's just that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And it's difficult because you try to keep it real and you try to
Mhm.
be accessible and you try to even inspire them and lead
Mhm.
by example. But it's tricky being around people who don't have the same values and
Mhm.
don't have as much to lose as you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
as they say, them type of people will help you lose your you know what I
Yeah.
Mhm.
mean?
Well,
Yeah.
and if you're lucky in life, and I do feel blessed,
Yep.
you have people like my big brother H Wood
Mhm.
from North
Yeah.
Islands, and we recorded together. But
Mhm.
like H left that environment too,
Mm-hmm.
and he would always hit me, man. You know, they used to call me Caucasian, so man, Caucasian, like you doing your thing. Well, you know, I'm so proud of you. Da da da. And he's removed. He ain't even doing rap anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like off doing. He got his own business, really successful. I moved to LA straight out of Sac, meet him
Yeah.
immediately,
Yeah.
like 23 years ago, whatever it's been now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's braids, blue suit, but he's straight from KC. We
Yeah.
instantly know each other from
Yeah.
Murder Dog ads and shit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, wasn't your shit in Murder Dog? We had an album in Murder Dog. I had a song with Spice One. He had a
Yeah.
song with Spice One
Yeah.
Yeah.
at the same time. But Court was on a different path, and it was
Mhm.
like, man, I'm trying to do this. He had a headshot and he had a whole acting career.
Yeah,
Remember this?
yeah, I did.
But
I used to go to
Period.
auditions with gun in my waist, man. Like, I was still just kind of mentally fresh out the
Mhm.
element,
yeah.
Yeah.
But you get to be around people that are like-minded but trying to go in a certain
Yeah.
direction. So
Yeah.
I feel lucky because a lot of my close friends, my friends Joe, Rob, H Wood, rest in peace, my homie BP, Court.
Mhm.
It's like everybody was trying to do something different. And
Yeah.
so you can still love the people back home that's just doing the hood shit. And
Mhm.
then and if you're lucky, you got people and you got Bo and other people that have been very successful
Mhm.
that you've been around, which is
Yeah.
fortunate. But
Yeah.
I have a question
Mhm.
that may put you in the hot seat and may, start some Sacramento but I gotta ask it.
I'm stay out.
No, yeah. So in your opinion, what are the top 5 Sacramento rappers? And what do you think are the top 5
Me.
Sac?
Me.
Nah,
Dylan,
we
Dylan, Dylan,
we I ain't
Dylan.
gonna let because this is a politician right here. I know a politician
Yes.
when I see one because I do this shit, right? I do it too, right? So what are
Well,
your
the didactic is
what are your top
Top
5
Sacramento.
Sacramento albums? I know I have mine. He
Albums
has
or
his. What are yours?
rappers?
I'm gonna say albums.
Oh, albums is an interesting one.
Mhm.
Because rappers is too easy. I mean,
I'll walk around and say some albums that get me in trouble. Because Set Trip and Block
because as
Style.
soon as you say Mr. Doctor, that's what I was about to say.
Set Trip
Mr.
and Block
Doctor
Style
is
is an
definitely in the top 5. But Sac gonna be in the comments.
It's an
like,
incredible album.
you rat lovers,
Oh,
you.
well, I'm trying to think all hard. Like, yeah, no one's ever asked me that. I would
Welcome
have
to the Holdin
say,
Court podcast.
um,
Don't start thinking politics and friends.
no, I'm not. I'm
okay,
not.
all
I'm
right.
thinking of stuff that I
Okay.
really, that I
Yeah.
listen to. Tales from the Crib.
Yeah,
Fire.
solid.
Solid.
This is no particular order.
Yep.
What was the one T Nutty album?
Last of the Flowhekins was dope. Flowmaster
Last
Mouth.
of the Flowhicans. I think that's the one.
Yeah. Flowmaster Mouth was dope. The beat was hard.
I can't say myself.
Oh, you can. Ghetto Blues, Wiccked, and Fearless are all fire.
Yeah, you can put yourself in there. One of your albums.
Out of mine, I would probably say it would be out of Ghetto Blues or Wiccked. So that's 3. I don't really listen to a lot of Sacramento music outside of,
Yeah.
but
but you have to acknowledge that y'all have some
oh
legendary albums.
man,
So
heck yeah.
yeah.
No, because when I get asked questions like that, I start forgetting. Like my mind just goes blank.
Okay, so if you don't, so let's say rappers then. Let's just make it easy. Top 5 Sacramento rappers, excluding yourself.
Dang, this is gonna sound so biased. Bo, of course, like I'm Bo's biggest fan, probably. Brother Lynch,
Mm-hmm.
X,
That's right.
Brother Lynch, X. Who am I forgetting?
Putting her on the hot seat.
right. And she looked right over it. You know, like,
I ain't gonna lie, you gotta put Mozzy in there. Like he is dope.
No,
like, he's
Mozzy's dope.
Like
Mozzy's
period.
super dope.
I don't care about
like, did he hear my
we
talk?
talking about
Mozzy is dope.
music.
I say
Period.
constantly on this show,
And,
Mozzy's dope.
Yeah,
Yep,
he
he
you
is.
can't take that.
You can't
regardless
take it
of the
from him.
politics and all
Nope.
that. Like he's dope.
He is.
And I mean, when I met him, this is prior to all the bullshit that happened. I told him, you know what I'm saying? So, matter of fact, we was at this was before all the bullshit.
Yeah.
We was at the it was the first tribute party for Jacka after he passed away.
Yeah.
And he had came to that, And so I was like, hey, you represent Sacramento
Yeah.
proudly,
Yeah, Mozzy's dope.
Yeah. How many was that? Was that 5?
You guys
That
4.
was 4.
Oh,
Yeah, I was about to say.
I
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And I was
did,
gonna
wasn't
say, with that being said, you still have one more.
That's a hard one. That last slot.
Those 4 though, Rated, Lynch, and Bo. I always say.
Yep.
They actually in my top 5 rappers.
Yeah.
From
I
Sacramento.
said Rated, Lynch,
Lynch,
Bo,
Mozzy. Which I would agree with all 4.
I just think T Nutty's so dope too.
Okay, that's fair.
Think if they all did together.
Yeah. Be dope.
I'm gonna say something, and I don't know if you was up on it, but if I slid a number 5 spot in, Hollow Tip.
Yeah, I forgot about. Remember, I kept saying my mind is gonna go
Hollow because I'm from.
That's hard for me.
I'm from Highlands. Hollow Tip.
Yeah, Hollow Tip, raw. That's bro. You know, I'm on a few joints for Hollow Tip.
Yeah, Hollow
it's
Tip
hard to pick.
She gonna be in the car like, no.
Yeah, take that part out. We gonna
damn.
edit it. You gonna have to make my mouth do it.
That number 5. That number 5 spot. Look, you can't deny Rated, Lynch, Bo, and now Mozzy.
Right.
But that number 5 spot is hard because she's in that conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
and Hollow Tip to me. And,
and
Homicide and
I used
Gangsta
to hate
Dre.
when people would say female rapper. But for this instance, I'm glad I'm the female rapper because there ain't nobody even in there with me.
No, not at all.
But I would say
I'm just talking mess.
I would say
but that's
I would
true,
say
though. Stand on
arguably,
Yes.
if I had to do a number 5 spot though, you're in that conversation.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's you, it's Hollow Tip, and then you got to give respect to like Gangsta Dre was doing. Some shit.
Yep.
And
Shout out to Gangsta
I just
Dre.
recently seen him online too.
Yeah.
Gangsta Dre. Looked like he
Homicide
doing
used to record with us. Rest in
yeah.
peace, Homicide. But Homicide was dope.
And I'm gonna say this though.
good.
And listen,
Actually, the first real song I was on was with. It was called "Silence and Violence," and it was
Wait, like at the
plethora of
beginning?
rappers from Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before I dropped any albums.
Yeah.
And that was something that Said Sing I put together.
and I'm gonna say
And
this.
T-Nutty.
And
Shout out
I
T-Nutty.
know the comments are gonna
And
eat
Looney.
us up. Looney.
Looney, I forget my
Yeah,
brother.
Looney
talk-
Corleone.
That's what I'm
But-
saying. My mind be going blank when I get asked.
And he
those
got
questions.
like
I
2
start-
personas because
Yeah.
the Lunasicc album.
The Lunasicc,
you got
yeah,
Lunasicc,
yeah.
then you
Yeah.
got. So he's 2 people actually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he gonna need 2. So
Yeah.
he gonna need
But
2
we
slots.
gotta
5
give
and
we gotta
6.
give love to Mr. Doctor too. He was dope, regardless of what it was.
Well, yeah, I guess if you're not going to
Mr.
talk
Doctor
about
was dope.
politics,
No politics.
Yeah.
Just straight up.
the
just
Set Trip and
music.
Block Style album is
It's
one
so
of them.
many
Yeah.
people now that I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's hard to pick 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rated, Lynch, Bo, Mozzy are that
Yeah.
that top 4.
Yeah.
But
Well, we got it. We got Marvelous Sacramento.
roughly. Roughly.
Yeah, right. She like, oh shit, I don't know. Woo, that was heavy. I don't know what's going. Yeah, I'm gonna get in my
Some water.
IG like. They gonna be on there on my ass. But no,
Nah, I don't
I
care.
really, want to give you your flowers because, going back to it again, like I said, your albums, timestamp, a time in my life,
Yeah.
and I was off the porch doing what I was doing. But what was really dope about you is the fact that as a man, I was still listening to your music. It translated to men because I can assume most of your audience were men.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
probably
you know
like
what I mean?
90%.
Yeah,
Even now, when I go look at my
right,
stats on
right.
the sites, it's
And
the majority.
that's and for people probably don't understand how difficult that is
Yeah.
because you're female, you're rapping just hard enough, but for whatever reason you had that thing to where we received that from you because you're not gonna receive that from any female.
You had
You
to
know what I'm
you had to
saying?
respect it though. She came
Yeah.
and torched the song, the My Life song. H was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, H was my big bro. I love him, but when I
Mhm.
heard your voice, I literally told him, I was like, man, she torched y'all. Like
Yeah, I don't even be. Well,
Marvelous
no,
was
I
she.
was gonna say I don't even be thinking like that, but I think the MC in me is like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't be going in there like this specific person. I'm
Yeah.
gonna gas them, but the MC in me, I'd be like, oh, ham, like,
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
lot of times I would go in the booth and record, do my verse, not rapping with my crew, but outside of that, and I'll come out and everybody's just sitting there. So, I think really
Yeah.
hard. So in my
Yeah.
mind, I'm like, did that suck or something?
Nah.
But as I got older, I got to like, nah, they just really like, God damn,
Yeah.
that
Maybe
shit
I
was
didn't say
dope.
that to H. I definitely thought it though.
It's
I
been
don't-
so many times I
don't
come out the
remem- I-
booth and everybody
yeah.
just sitting there. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm about to pass it out any second here, you guys. I'm not doing that verse over, but yeah, I think it was the dopeness
Yeah.
because I always, I wouldn't care what I always just thought I was so dope, and I still do. I think I'm like probably
Hey,
good.
in the
dopest.
era when you have to put all the female MCs at the time,
Yeah,
you was
Absolutely.
like if we go, I said when we started the show, let's not talk about female MCs. One of the dopest rappers out of Sac,
Mhm.
but as female rappers go, I didn't know anybody that was. I was listening to rap. I don't know anybody that was harder.
Bo actually told me one day we was doing this tour. This was right before Corona started. We was
Yeah.
doing this tour. We was driving like from St. Louis to somewhere, and he was playing my songs. He was like, "You a female Tupac?" I want to cry.
And
Bo
Ghetto
was
Blues?
Bo is everything to
And
me.
Ghetto
Yes,
Blues,
For
yes.
him
you
to
were.
say that, I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
And Ghetto Blues,
I'm goofy with him. Like
Yeah,
I'm his
yeah,
little
yeah.
sister. So
Yeah.
Let me ask you, how did you get your connection? Of course, as we were talking about me being from Kansas City, Missouri, and the Kansas City, Sac Bay Area connection. How did you get connected to Kansas City?
Just from back then coming out there doing shows,
Yeah.
and back and forth doing shows.
Okay.
Yep.
How did you
Mhm.
connect with Madam Lynn?
Madam Lynn, I was actually, it wasn't even in Kansas City. He had did a show, and she performed at it. And after she performed, I was like, I want to meet her. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's how we ended up linking up.
Yeah,
and
y'all
I
got a
just kinda
similar vibe.
took her
Yeah.
under my wing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I could vibe.
Yeah.
I could vibe with her because I also started tripping. Like I don't really hang around a lot of women.
Mhm.
Then I started thinking like, is that like a cognitive dissonance type of thing? Like these motherfuckers
Yeah.
remind me of me, or they look, or
Yeah.
so I had to start digging within myself.
Yeah.
So like back in
Mhm.
maybe 2008, I started Queen Biz,
Yeah.
the movement, because I was like,
Okay.
I gotta consciously change this shit. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
that ain't what it is,
Well, you-
And so I started that with my young protege Solo. She was from Colorado, and she actually passed away a couple of years ago. But
Mm.
yeah, so that started me on my path of like I
Yeah.
gotta change some
You
stuff.
done some work in psychology for you to say that cognitive dissonance.
Mm-mm.
That's you haven't?
No,
Oh, okay. Everybody don't know what that is.
She do self work.
Yeah. Yeah.
self-taught.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yes.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold on.
nah.
We talked about Jack. We talked about Jack.
Yeah.
And rest in peace. I was lucky to work with him too. Did you ever work with? Because you were at Hollis's, you did that project. Did you ever work with Mac Dre over there? I know Dre was
me
over
and Mac
there.
Dre got a jump. No, we didn't work over there. I was like out, not
Because he's in Sac.
not
a
in
lot
the
of
trenches
people
like that.
A
but
lot
I
of
was-
people don't realize he's kind of. We claim him too.
Yeah, we
Right.
love
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's
He
right.
was right off of Arden,
Yeah.
like with his whole little compound. But-
He actually, when he was out there working, he had somebody come find me. Like I
Oh,
need
really?
Marvelous on the song.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And I went to the studio and he was like, yeah, Marv, I couldn't. You was the only female rapper I wanted. I had to find you. You know what I'm saying? I was all juiced because I'm Mac Dre.
Yeah,
Before
that's
I
right.
came out, Mac Dre was on the radio. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So yeah, that was so dope, and it was just the song. The song is called "I Gotta Go." Yeah,
Mhm.
that was so. I was so juiced. Yeah, and
I
then Pac, of course.
Mhm.
That was how I said I wanted to be mentioned with the dopest, and
Mhm.
then
yeah.
I wanted to do a song with Pac. And this is
Mhm.
way before I put anything out. Like I
Mhm.
manifested that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What
Yep.
you did a song with Pac?
hmm
What song did you? I missed that. What song did you do with
It's
Pac?
called "Never Be Peace."
Oh, were you in the
Yeah, that's
studio with
before he
him?
died. Yeah, he flew
Oh,
me out there and everything.
what was that like?
It
Like,
was
how did that
dope
how did that
because
come
Wow,
about?
hold on. I didn't even know this
Yeah,
story.
I didn't know that either. How did that come about?
how that
What
ca-
album is that on?
they never when they put it out officially, they put other people on it.
Was it through Bo that you met? All right, hold on. You just
It was
tell
an
the story.
unreleased song?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
That's why. Okay, but
But
tell
it's
the
out
story.
though.
But
It's
tell the
like
story.
out,
How
but
did that
it
come
didn't come
about?
out. Pac was like my favorite.
Mhm.
Like when I did Ghetto Blues, I would have, the little things that hold the music paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would have Tupac's picture like
Right.
stuck on there, and he's growing up.
Yeah.
And so I loved Pac like ever since I first heard him. And so I remember one time the Gov, he from the Bay.
Yep. Shout out to the
Oh,
girl.
he was taking me back to Sac, and he was like, "I'm gonna call Pac right now." And he
Mhm.
didn't answer. His answer machine came. He was like, "Rap for him right now." I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So then that happened, and then uh ultimately what ended up happening is Bo and them ended up leaving me.
Mhm.
Well, rewind. Before that, when Pac got locked up, I wrote him a letter.
Mhm.
And it was all deep. Tupac, we need you and all this stuff. So, but I'm not thinking I ain't thinking he got the
Mhm.
letter. He probably
Yeah.
getting hella mail because that was like when Juice came out and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So fast forward, Bo and them end up going out there, and they talking about they couldn't find me. Or how y'all gonna go out there without me
Yeah.
to do some shit with Pac? But that's what they did. So when they came back, I was like, well, give me his number, his pager number. So he gave me his pager number, and I ended up paging him, and I ain't even thinking he gonna call back. And then somebody called, I answered the phone. He like, somebody page Tupac, and I'm like, I was just like, oh my God. Like, and so I started trying to say, this is Marvelous, Bo's sister. I'm like, I gotta say Bo. He like, as soon as I said Marvelous, he was like, Marvelous, what's up, Marvelous? He just started going in. He was like, man, I got your letter. Woody was like, man, that Ghetto Blues album, I was slapping it all in Atlanta, and Woody, he just started going crazy, like wait. So, we had a nice conversation, and
Yeah, Pac was Sac.
yeah, he was like, I'm gonna fly you out here to get you on something and all this and that. And we got off the phone and he called back and he was like, well, what's going on with your label? You
Mhm.
still signed to the label and woody whoop whoop. And I was like, okay, yeah. So, anyways, he ended up flying me out there. Actually went out there twice, but that time he flew me out there, and we did that song called Never Be Peace. And with Tupac, it was like everybody tell the same story. You had to get in there and one take Jake your stuff, and that was right up my alley.
Mhm.
I'm like, it wasn't no pressure, not
Yeah.
as far as the rapping part. I was more kind of just nervous because
Mhm.
it was Tupac. But I had went to his condo first. I was with that. Well, I'm trying to think. It's two separate times. Well, one of those times he was at the Soul Train Awards.
Mhm.
That time they wouldn't let him in, so I was with the Outlaws until he came. So man,
Shout out
that
Edie.
was such a dope experience because that was
Yeah.
one of my things that I manifested
Wow.
on the Ghetto Blues album at the end. Remember, I was
Wow.
like,
Yeah.
Tupac, we gonna do a song. I'm gonna meet
Yeah.
you one day. We gonna.
That's deep.
And so I
Yeah.
manifested that. And so
Was dope.
that's when I started I didn't really trip then, but now I
Mhm.
know about the power of manifestation.
So you already knew how great Tupac was, obviously, before you even got in the
Yeah,
studio
I'm talking
with
about
him.
trapped
Yeah.
and back,
Because this
in them
this
songs.
was this before, this obviously before he went to Death Row.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, when we did the song,
Yeah.
nah, that's when he on Death Row.
Oh,
I was
okay.
that's when I knew I was a big fan way before, but I'm
Okay.
talking about Trapped and all those songs back then. That's
Yeah.
when I started loving Tupac,
Did you record at Can-Am, which is like
Yeah.
right here in
Mhm.
Tarzana or whatever?
Yep. And there was so many people coming through there, like,
Yeah.
and everybody that came in there, he was like, "Hey, yo, this is Marvelous.
Yeah.
She hella dope." I don't know if he said dope. Was dope
Yeah.
out back then, but
Yeah, it
whatever.
was.
He was
It
letting
was.
know.
That's
Yeah.
crazy too, because that's
Was it
really
Death Row people around?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
when I first met Rage, and
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Left Eye came through there.
Mhm.
What's his name with not the Black Eyed Peas, the other one. It was so many people
Yeah.
coming through there, and it was
Will.i.am used to be a producer back then, right?
huh?
Will.i.am?
Was he?
Was it? No, not Will I Am. I'm
Mhm.
picturing this dude's face, but the
Mhm.
song we did, Johnny J did it, and Danny Boy is singing on the hook,
Oh, Johnny J passed away too,
and it's
right?
me, him, and
Yeah.
Storm.
Nice.
Yeah, so
What?
me and Storm still keep in contact.
Okay, dope.
She's on my last project
Oh, that's
I
dope.
just
Yeah.
dropped.
Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. That's kind of an untold story.
Yeah.
Did back then? Did any other labels try to
I
come and
was
sign
wondering
you?
why y'all didn't ask me that. I'm sitting here like, they
Didn't
ain't gonna say
know.
nothing about
Didn't know. Did any other labels try to come at you? Like, at the time, the Death Rows, the No Limits, was it any of the nobody ever?
No.
Just okay.
No.
Okay. So coming off the Pac thing, being that you did, have a relationship with him and do a song with him, what are your thoughts on the new developments of his murder now with Keefy D and Puffy, implicating Puffy and all of that? Are you following that?
Yeah, I think it's crazy. I don't know. I think the story is actually probably way bigger than that. It's so many different variations of the story, and so some people know what they know, and it's deep. It's crazy that it took so long for it to even for anything to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's the
27
same
years,
thing
yeah.
with Biggie. Yeah. It's like y'all wouldn't found I was gonna say Obama. What was his name? Osama bin Laden in a
Osama, yeah.
hole somewhere, but y'all couldn't. I think they been knew
Yeah.
what popped off, and he kept doing them interviews. Talking about,
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
I seen it. I mean, like it's like he was begging to go to
Yeah.
jail. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's why I be kind of thinking about stuff before I
Yeah.
start talking.
I just seen something where he hit. I think he hit my partner Art. Shout out to Art of Dialogue. I think he just hit him to try to do another interview
Why he in
from
jail?
jail. So
Just because I was there, I didn't do it.
he can't get enough of it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
We both said the same
But
time.
yeah,
That's crazy.
I wish his mom would have still been alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy that it took so
Mhm.
long for what people probably already knew
Yeah.
way back then.
Well, you know what though?
The police too.
Shout out to the family because we close. We've had Edie
Exactly.
on, we've had Ray Love on.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I know Set.
Yeah, Set Ray
Yep.
Love and Set was,
Mhm.
they have they like
Yeah.
Yeah.
all love to the family.
Yeah, for sure,
glad
for
I
it's-
just
sure.
was in the East Coast and people was thinking I was her.
Really, Set?
Yeah, I was. They had
Yeah.
this festival going on, and this lady. I mean, she came up and gave me the biggest
Yeah.
hug, and she was squeezing me. It was like an older lady.
Mhm.
She was older than me.
Mhm.
For me to be saying older, and she like, girl, you keep it going. I'm thinking she
Yeah.
talking to me,
Yeah.
Mom. I'm like, yeah, I feel you. I'm getting
Yeah.
all into it, and then
Yeah.
she said something, her name, and I'm like.
So hold
You
on.
like,
let-
hold on.
No, before that though, she
Yeah.
said you Tupac's sister, and I'm like, well, in the music, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And then
yeah.
I started catching. I'm like,
Yeah, that's
she
my
thinks I'm
brother.
her. Yeah, okay. Like
Wow.
we may favor a little bit, but
Wow.
that was crazy.
Okay. Any we gonna see Marvelous in any movies? We gonna see
I'm
you on Tubi or
definitely
what?
looking forward to doing some movie stuff.
Mm-hmm. What you
P.
got? What you got cracking?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm definitely looking forward to doing some movie stuff. I think we need to do something like Deion Taylor. That's my homeboy.
Yep.
I'm just so like I have even when y'all was at that show in South, it takes a lot for me to reach out to people. Like
Yeah.
everybody be like, Marv, I wish I could just
Mhm.
dive in your body. All the
Mhm.
people you supposed to be hitting them like, but that's
Mhm.
just not kind of like my personality. I think I have a problem with being told no.
Mhm.
So but I recently did the Festival, this festival they have in Paris.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to work some things out there too, as far as movies and more
Mhm.
shows. But yeah, that's definitely something I think I would be very good at.
Okay. All right. And do you have the desire to do a Marvelous story
Yeah,
or
I am gonna do that.
really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, the documentary.
Yeah.
I kind of started it already, but it's like doing that. You got to go back into some stuff you may not even really want to remember. 'Cause
Yeah.
I can't tell half of the story.
That's right.
I got to tell the story the way it is. But what I don't want to happen is years and years and years from now, I pass away and then
Yeah.
somebody else tell my
Tell your story.
You
Right.
From
can do
their
a biopic
perspective.
with your daughter. Have your daughter play
Oh,
you.
exactly.
Hey, that'd be
Yeah,
hard.
that's
Yes.
all we be talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's dope.
My
That's
twin.
dope. So, is your daughter Lil Marvelous? You guys have a label together, or she signed to you, or how
No,
does
she
it
got
work?
her own label. I got mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
want her to be her. She got her own label.
Yeah.
Her own clothing line.
Mhm.
Because I really want her to be self-sufficient. I don't
Right.
want her. I help her with a lot, of course, but I
Right.
don't want her to be
Mhm.
like, mine is Marvelous Music.
Mhm.
Hers is High Visionary. So
Mhm.
yeah, I try to teach her that. Like I went and first when she first wanted to do her stuff with the clothes, I went and got her all the stuff to do it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And she got.
Mhm.
I'm talking about her stuff is dope. I
Mhm.
normally am wearing some High Visionary, but Yeah, I wanted her to have her own lane and like what I didn't have. I didn't understand nothing about the business back
Right,
then.
right.
I didn't even care to know back then. I just was like all happy. I'm rapping and going
Yeah.
state to state, and because I was young, I had
Yeah.
never been nowhere.
19, yeah.
Yeah.
Where can people get the book at?
The book is on Amazon. Marva
Okay.
Jean, Quotes from the Queen.
Nice,
All right.
nice.
Yes.
Okay. Well, anything else you want to tell the viewers, the listeners?
I want to tell you guys to stay positive, okay? No matter what's going on in your life, stay focused, stay diligent, keep pushing, okay? There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Never give up, okay? And most importantly, it probably would be believe in yourself. Don't take no wooden nickels. That's one of my quotes. My grandfather used to say that. Not, when I would leave and go on tour, he'd be like, "Little Marva, don't take no wooden nickels." And yeah, so be aware of your surroundings, push for what you want, and man, just reach for your dreams. I'm little old Marvaless from the creek. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just got back from Paris doing a festival, so keep pushing, man. There's nothing that you can't succeed in. Get my book, Marva Jean, Quotes from the Queen. Still Marvaless is out. That's the last project I dropped. Make sure you tap in with Lil Marvaless, and I am the real Marvaless on every platform: YouTube, Twitter. Well, not Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
It's called X now.
You feel me?
Yes.
Oh, don't sue me, Elon. I ain't got no money. Nah, but you can
Oh,
find me
good.
everywhere. My name is spelled, a certain way. So tap in. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me for 30 years. I could go on and on because, like he said, I'm a politician. But
Yeah. I take one to know one. Hey, all good. I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you made time to come to the
Yes,
show.
for
I've been
sure.
trying to get you here for a minute.
yeah, most
So and again, you're more than welcome here anytime.
right
Anytime you
on,
want to
right
come.
on.
You know,
I
you
like
family.
people that say they're gonna do something and they're gonna do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Anytime somebody don't do something, I'll be like, "Well, Tupac told me he was gonna fly me out there, and he did it."
No, that's real.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely, absolutely. So, man, that's
and I think it's just so dope that you're doing this with your daughter.
Thank you.
Because me and my daughter.
Yeah,
like this,
yeah.
So we do everything together.
yeah,
So I think
yeah.
that's so
my little
dope.
mini
And,
me.
Yeah, you got some
And
beautiful
then I got my
daughters.
youngest daughter. She's
Yeah.
on the makeup, behind the scenes,
Okay.
She's about to be
BTS.
on
Yes,
cameras.
you
for-
did.
on
Yeah,
the
she
camera.
on cameras.
Beautiful daughters.
Uncle
yeah.
Ken is hooking her up with an
in the
internship.
building.
You
Yeah.
know?
Dope, man.
Yeah, so yeah, we got it working.
for
Yeah, so
sure.
we appreciate you, Marvaless, man. Producer Ken, you got anything?
Man, I'm just
Rachel Renee?
This is
Yeah.
I love the Sacramento episode.
Man,
I get so excited.
we had
She-
a lot of
when she
sad
saw
moments.
excited too.
when she
I'm
saw
over
me,
here
she
like-
looked and she said, "Hold on." I said, "Give me the
Yeah.
hug. Come on."
Okay.
Like
I
it's-
seen them 916 tags
Yeah.
out there. I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
on
I'm
the
not gonna-
Tesla, yeah.
Yeah,
The
we
916
done had a
tag.
lot of sack moments on here. We got
Hey
a lot
man,
of sack.
I'm pushing. I talked to Low Key about coming too.
Okay, we need to get low key.
But nah, man, I'm just I want to
I
want to
definitely
give
want to bring Lil Marv back.
yeah.
Of course,
Oh,
I
it's
thought
gonna
you was
be
gonna come with her.
Probably like sitting there talking to me again all
Yeah.
over because she
Yeah.
speaks like me and
I
everything.
thought you was
but-
gonna bring her.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was, but
from
yeah.
Sacramento though. We love you.
Thank
We
you so
appreciate
much.
you. We
Thank you.
respect you. My homegirl Crystal, I have to mention her because she's a basketball player and we was from Highlands and we were right around and I obviously respect and listen to your shit, but as a female too,
Yeah.
you spoke to women who wanted to hear a woman from
Yeah.
our section.
Well,
'Cause
salute to Crystal.
Cause we would put the tapes in and she'd be like, "Hold on, this Fearless just came out." And I was like, "That's Marvel, throw that shit in."
Okay.
So
right
we
on.
both had something to knock, but yeah, man, we just respect the shit out of you.
Thank
For
you
sure.
so
love you.
much. Thank you.
For sure.
So all respect from everybody
Yep.
in SAC.
Thank
And
you.
again, you're
I
always
appreciate
welcome.
it.
This is home for you.
Thank you.
All right, well,
And
big court.
H-Wood, I'm gonna connect y'all.
Now,
I know-
I hate closing. I'm getting all like,
Yeah.
thank you, all weird and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when you get off the phone.
Yeah.
I'll be
I know,
like,
right?
okay,
You
okay,
you say
okay.
bye.
Yeah.
No, you say bye
Yeah.
first.
It's awkward.
But no, we glad you came. So
and she still got that energy. It's funny.
yeah,
It's a
Yeah.
funny episode.
it
you know
is.
what I'm
It
saying?
is. Well, that's Big Court, Rachel Renee,
We out.
producer Ken, and Marvaless is Holdin Court Podcast. Man, we out to the next time. Yeah.
Yeah.